Welcome to Present Poetry, a podcast where we sit back, relax, and enjoy some poets of the past and present. I'm your host, Erin Crittenden, and before we get started on this week's episode, I want to remind you that all of the material used in this podcast is either public domain or used with permission from the author or the author's estate. It's a fun time for all ages, so sit back, relax, and get ready to hear this week's featured poet. This week's featured poet is Gargi Sidana. Gargi Sidana is a voracious reader and skilled writer from India. Her poems were published in Spillword, Hues of Reflection Anthology, Silent Cries, Rose Thorns publication, Amar Ujala, Delhi Poetry Slam, Iceblink Literary Journal, and others. She also received her diploma in 2019, and her fervent love for words is visible in her writings. She also says that she finds peace and solace in poems. We are going to read a few of those poems that she submitted to the podcast through the form on our website. This poem is called Finding Grace. Words glitter in my mouth. Spit, spat, spit. Eyes radiate from the silvery line. Orchids stood in the silhouette of peace. Have you seen peace? Peace and grace walk hand in hand. Mulberry lips laugh, smirk in silence. Silent is the fervent lover of peace. Oh, but peace is the magenta liquid dripping over grace. Tongue hit the right note, lullaby of mocking owl, hymn of nightingale song. Flesh merges in a couplet, cupping hands of peace. Grace knows where she belongs, in the mauve sheets of raspberry stains, in the arms of white lilies, watching her like a spy. Sniff the knuckles of forlorn dews, clutch the skirt of abandoned love. Grace is everywhere. Grace is here. This poem is called Language of Mother. Purification, gratification, salvation. A whiff of ivory desires. Mother, word of heavenly abode perched on a pagan soul. Flamingo hooped on my eyelids. Geese leave a trail of magenta dreams. Jumbled patterns expose the intricacies of the struggle. Liquid lashes draw voidness of the ambitions. Thy idol of consecration. Whenever phantoms hover on the mind's streets, thy came to rescue with your chorus of lullabies. Whenever I cause a nuisance, thy listen with ease. Charred skin lies beneath thee, remnants of layers of oceanic breath. Exaggerated worries often pissed me off. Alas, thy syllable of incessant intimacy. Tempest corpse, savage crown. Thy embodiment of devotion. There with me when father cremated. There with me when the frost angels of December emerged. Thy cooped with me with the warmth of your tender heart. Two pumped machines. Emanates kindness and generosity. Thy paraben-free support for my blueness. Thy epitome of pristine humanity. This poem is called Syllables. Dream. Ariel brushing her dark circles amidst a whimsical breeze. I saw her fidgeting over the ocean of prickled chests. Fingers. Tangerine breath captures the mulberry between the torso of love. I saw them dancing, tangling in the arid air. Body. Unicorn. A miniature draped in a spherical curve, unleashing a half-ashen corpse. It's a harmony of flesh and bones to cherish the naked wildness of veins and blood in a symphony. Mirror. Unison of illusion and spectrum of shades gliding to the nails. Illusion. An illusion of human bodies collapsing in the turmoil of filthy dirt. Whispers. A molten lava drizzling like a hailstone on a shredded body, like a leaf sucked and soft-glued, elevated on the breast of the iceberg. Language. Turquoise realm of liberty to think, thrive, and develop quality skills, introducing hue of varied colors and Olivia truth to the infinity. Poetry. A tunnel cascading through the realm where hymns, rhythm dance on the lips. An elbow of tailored fantasy where syllables cadence on poetry's valley. Valley where words lie dissipated in mind's lullaby. A section, part of mind, where words itch the tormented soul. Art. It is the incessant mark on human existence, a diabolical crisscross, stagnant and running flow of charismatic fingers. These fingers dribble every flesh and pain in the corners and crevices of the canvas. Canvas submerged in loneliness, silent voice, embedding prints on synchronized minds. It exists in pre-existential norms, revitalizing the vintage map, the map that draws every creek, blueness, and brindle carves of human blood. Every existential cosmos, atom, and mucosa is an art. Languid smiles and shards of transparency are art. Thick and spin of vascular blood coursing in every direction forms a bipolar art. Art is segregated in the cells of Homo sapiens. It is everywhere. This poem is called Void. Void, a phosphorus element or dew drawn under my skin. Ribs blatantly summon the place. Amorphous silence slides through the crevices of my tongue. The brain yells at the open grave in the mind's enclave. Aghast, the vacuum tiptoed towards me, shutting all wires, signals of the extremity. Void, the diabolic arms of magnolia space, enclosing gate of in-between. Voices numb the purple breath of outsiders to ferment gray shadows of humans. Lungs extract grief. A four-chambered heart quintessentially dives into the memories. Carbon memories float with monoxide. Gate closed. Piquant baked walls painted heavily with the longing of loved ones. Void, a decorum of sorrow and pain, plunged beyond the layers of crust to find the fruit of tranquility. To loop in a scintillating oval-shaped form, to fathom the diversities of the multi-universe. Void, a bifurcation of flesh, bone, and soul, soul dipped in the orange light of Brahma, a source of sentient existence. The language of the Almighty is coveted in quietness, language of tangerine thoughts, slices of emotions. This poem is called Somewhere Hidden in Green. Cranberry tossed on the quinoa, embellished with green parsley. Code green. Ah, I heard green. Green is the freshness of mint. Green is a turquoise dip in an oceanic blurb. Green is a pigmented phytoplankton of the sea. Green is a dancing moth exposing its curves, squatting on my elbows. Code green. Ah! I screamed. Extraction, synchronization, perspiration. Snail, tiny buttery legs slay on my curves, slipping to touch the navel. Pupa dressed in a ball of green shell, painted in silk. Tree, a giant wooden drum snoring on a green carpet. Leaflets embraced golden leaflets, moth flies like a mother's womb. Orange skin cupped in green, shades of ecosystem. The henna quoted on the hands of the bride is green. Green, when camouflaged emotions are dabbed twice in ink of imagination, it forms green. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Present Poetry Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, feel free to like us, leave a review, or share us on social media. If you are a poet or you know someone who is, we would love to hear from you. You can reach out to us or submit your work through our website, which is www.presentpoetry.com.
present-poetry.com. Again, that is www.present-poetry.com. We can't wait to hear from you.